Hey, what's up? This is Sarah Lee Day with another episode of Dubsado Tidbits, the things you need to know about Dubsado delivered in bite-sized pieces. Last time we started talking about the proposal form, and today we're going to finish off with the rest of the settings and show you an example. Now, if you remember, we left off talking about the completion alert in the last video. The other settings that we have here are privacy settings. You can set this as private or public, and the difference here is that a private form, the client will have to actually log into their client portal in order to access and have a password to get into the form, versus a public setting, which is not going to require that extra step and makes it easier for the client to actually get to the proposal information. Now this question here, create a new project when this proposal is completed. This is a very simple but powerful question. If you choose no, this proposal is something that you will need to send your clients individually. Now if you click yes, this is going to open up some additional settings down here that will actually allow you to share this proposal publicly and get more than one client to sign up under a single form. It's very powerful. It's something that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. It's a new feature Dubsado just rolled out a couple of months ago, and it's a really great way for you to sell your products and services on your website with something like a buy now button. Now these additional settings that you have down here is you can set a default workflow, which again, we haven't gotten to workflows yet, but this is very powerful. You can set a workflow to run as soon as this proposal has been completed. And that'll be really great for helping to move your client through your sales process and get them to start onboarding as soon as they've completed all this information. Next, we have your project status. So whenever a client completes this proposal, if it's this public proposal, that's going to automatically add them into your Dubsado account and create a project for them. And that project will be under the status that you choose here. So maybe we're setting this proposal up as a workflow strategy proposal. And as soon as they sign this proposal, their project will be listed under workflow strategy. And that's just one less step that you have to do in order to keep your account organized. Then we have our lead capture title. This is going to be the name of the project. So again, if you're setting this up as a very specific proposal for a specific service, you can set that project name as that service. And you can even use what's called a smart field to include the client's name. Now, we haven't talked about smart fields, but if you know anything about them, you know that they're basically a placeholder for the information that's contained here. So when someone fills this out, let's say Jane Doe fills out this proposal, when it comes into my Dubsado account, it's going to say the project name is Workflow Strategy-Jane Doe. And that's really helpful for keeping your account organized. And it just takes out another step in the process that you don't have to do because it's all set up here in the settings. Now, as always, whenever you do make changes, you want to come up here and make sure you save. And you'll notice that now that we have this set as a public proposal, there's this share button. It's grayed out now because we do have to add a couple of fields over here in order for that to work. Those fields are a short answer. I'm going to move me over here for first name. And that does have to be mapped to the client first name and required. Then we need one for last name. Mapping to client last name. And I know this is getting a little bit in the weeds. We haven't talked about all of this and what all this means, but just as a really quick overview, if you're familiar with Dubsado a little bit, you can follow along with these steps. I just want to show you how this public proposal works. And the other thing that we have to have in order to make this shareable is an email address mapped to the client email. Now that we have these three fields, if we go back up to the top, our share button has now become available. So let's save this. Anytime this pops up, you always want to click overwrite. It just sometimes if you save it multiple times too quickly, it just doesn't really have time to catch up. So I just always overwrite that. So our changes are saved, and now when we click share, we have two different ways that we can share this proposal. We can embed this directly on our website through an iframe code, or we can share it as a direct link, and that could be a hyperlink that we send to somebody, or we can embed this hyperlink on a button on our website, or there's lots of different ways that we can use this. But the point is that this is now publicly shareable, and you can put this on your site so that somebody who's interested in your service can sign up directly on your site. Now, really quickly, I wanted to show you what that looks like. This is one of my proposals for workflow strategy. It is a public proposal, so people can actually find this directly on my website. And what I do is I actually have mine linked with a direct link on a button. And when you click that button, this is what you'll see. You'll see the proposal. I also have the contract and the invoice. All three of them together are three separate pages. And as you go through here, it's going to have all the information about the services that I'm offering. And at the very bottom, you've got your next steps. I have my 3 required fields: first name, last name, email. And I've got the package down here for them to select, and they can add some add-ons. Once they do that, they'll click submit and next. And as soon as they do, then they'll be able to view the contract. I can't view the contract now because I have not submitted this form, but you can see here how the contract and invoice are connected. All right, that's it for today's tidbit. For more information about receiving updates, requesting future episodes, or getting help with your own Dubsado account, check out the links in the description below this video or visit sarahleeday.com. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.